Get me that signal. We need more power.
Welcome to the Voice of E. Today I'm talking about Dungeons of Dread from Wizards of the Coast. Designed by Gary Gygax and Lawrence Schick. Written by, I should say. And it just came out in 2013. What? Yes, I know. It's a reprint of old modules. Dungeons of Dread is a hardcover collection of 4 classic standalone AD&D adventure modules. That's Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, you probably know that. Thank you. S1, Tomb of Horrors. S2, White Plume Mountain. S3, Expedition to the Barrier Peaks. And S4, The Lost Caverns of Soggenth, yeah. Complete with original black and white interior art. In S1, The Tomb of Horrors. In the far reaches of the world, under a lost and lonely hill, lies the sinister Tomb of Horrors. This labyrinthine crypt is filled with terrible traps, strange and ferocious monsters, rich in magical treasures, and somewhere within rests the evil Lich. Tomb of Horrors was written by Gary Gygax himself, as a module to challenge his own gaming group. It was then adapted to use as a tournament scenario for Origins in 1975. It was finally released as a module in 1977. It's for character levels 10 through 14, and it was Gary's decidedly evil attempt to kill off all but the most dedicated adventurers. There are tons of illustrations reproduced exactly. This module is truly a classic that every grizzled D&D veteran has played at some time, including myself. It's a tomb guarded by an undead sorcerer. Heck, if you played Diablo, you've played a version of this module. The book is worth it just to get the remastered version of this module alone. Now, the next module in the book is S2, White Plume Mountain. It's always been a subject of superstitious awe to the neighboring villagers. People still travel many miles to gaze upon this natural wonder, though few will approach it closely, as it is reputed to be the haunt of various demons and devils. The occasional disappearance of those who stray too close to the plume reinforces this belief. Now the former owners of Wave, Whelm, and Black Razor are outfitting a group of intrepid heroes to take up the challenge of recovering these magical weapons from White Plume Mountain. One thing I never understood about these particular modules is that they were designed for such a different array of character levels. Now this module is designed for character levels 5 through 10, but S1 was for levels 10 through 14. I mean, I guess they assumed that your entire party died in S1, and now you've advanced your new characters to this level to face White Plume Mountain. White Plume Mountain was written by Lawrence Schick, and this is the dungeon full of traps ruled over by a mad wizard type scenario. This time, a live wizard at least. It challenges players to think and to work together. You play your cards right and you might just find the fabled Black Razor sword, a direct descendant of Stormbringer from Elric fame. The third module is S3, Expedition to the Barrier Peaks, from the preface by Gary Gygax. This module was begun early in 1976 when TSR was contemplating publication of a science fantasy role-playing game. Jim Ward had already shown us some rough notes on Metamorphosis Alpha, and I thought it'd be a splendid idea to introduce Jim's game at Origins 2, and introduce the concept to D&D players by means of the tournament scenario. I laid out the tournament from old Greyhawk Castle campaign material involving a spaceship, and Rob Kuntz helped me to populate the vessel. Expedition to the Barrier Peaks does at least follow along the correct character path levels if you played Module S2 before it. This one is for levels 8 through 12, and gave players a taste of science fiction mixed in with their fantasy, possibly in the hopes that it would encourage players to try out Gamma World from Jim Ward. It is dangerous as well as humorous, and a nice break from the typical dungeon crawl. There are a ton of illustrations and maps that accompany this module, along with some truly alien encounters. Finally, S4, The Lost Caverns of Sokant, there we go. I'm going with Socanth. In the Yatil Mountains south of Perrinland, there is rumored to be a magical hoard of unsurpassed value. A treasure, I said hoard. A treasure of such fame that scores of adventurers have perished in search of it. Find the perilous lost caverns of Sojanth, and you may gain the hidden wealth of the long dead Archmage, if you live. Okay, another sorcerer who possibly his life is living dead. We don't really know at this point. This module takes place in the world of Greyhawk and is designed for character levels 6 through 10. A step back from the S3 module, but then again, none of these are related, except possibly by the fact that they were tough modules designed to kick some players' butts. This one actually came in 2 booklets, and the second one was designed solely to hold all of the new monsters and magical items that are introduced in the Lost Caverns of Socanth. Be sure to avoid the deadly pudding and the wolfware. Not werewolf, wolfware. If you've got a taste for playing some classic modules, or like myself, you've become the dungeon master now that your kids are teenagers and want you to run D&D for them, here's your chance to spring the same deadly traps that you yourself faced, and find out how the next generation of players will fare against the very same monsters that you defeated so many moons ago. The book is a high-quality printing in black and white, and it retails for $39.99. It should appeal to both old and young D&D players. You can use whatever version of the rules is your favorite to play. Don't pick this up expecting it to be a campaign book, though. These are 4 distinct and classic modules that are not related, except for wizards in various states of livingness. That's it for this look at Dungeons of Dread. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the Dungeons of Dread. To subscribe to the Voice of E channel for more geeky goodness. I'm a gamer. It's what I do. Until next time, make sure to keep your mind.
Get me that chicken. We need more power.